Hearn had inherited Luna. Luna, a cat with glaring yellow eyes, when his girlfriend left him. Luna was her revenge. Ha ha. Luna was handsome enough, milky white with grayish-brown patches on back and crown, but her most notable feature were her prominent yellow eyes, which seemed to stare at and stare through you. And Luna was always staring at Hearn, or following him around from room to room to room. And at night she would lie on his chest, staring down at him with her yellow eyes, as if ready to pounce. And every night Hearn suffered dreams that were hideously erotic. In the darkness of a primeval forest, he would encounter a naked woman with glowing white skin and make passionate love to her, only to wake up feeling tired and listless, dissipated, and with Luna sitting on his chest, staring down at him like a vampire. But that was just silly. Who ever heard of a vampire cat? But one night, while surfing the net, Hearn came across a video called The Vampire Cat of Nabishima, about a vampire cat. A vampire cat with glaring yellow eyes. Glaring yellow eyes. Just like Luna. That's it, Hearn said to himself. Tomorrow, that cat's going back to the shelter. That night, Hearn put Luna in her cat bed in the kitchen and locked her in. He then retired and locked his bedroom door and was safe. Now safe. Safe from Luna. Safe to enjoy a good night's sleep. But once again, Hearn dreamed he was back in the dark woods, the only illumination, the light of the ripe full moon. He knew he was being followed and wanted to get away, but his feet wouldn't move. Hearn knew she was coming, and part of him didn't want to escape. He could see her now, her naked white body glimmering in the moonlight as she floated. For she wasn't walking or running, but floating, as she floated towards him, as he held out his arms to her. Hearn could see her clearly now, clearly, and her features were sharp and cruel. But to Hearn, she was the most beautiful creature he had ever seen. Her eyes, those glowing yellow eyes, Hearn wanted to dive into them. He kissed her hard on the mouth, and then he woke up. The woman was sitting on his chest, cold and naked, eating him up with her yellow eyes. They kissed this time, for real. And then the bedroom door flew open, and Hearn's ex was in the room, clutching his old hockey stick. So, you moved your slut in as soon as I left, you cheating bastard, she screamed, as she swung the hockey stick, which connected, crack, right across the naked woman's back. The effect was instantaneous. The naked woman, the vampire, the incubus, whatever she was, transformed into a gigantic snarling white cat with glaring yellow eyes, and which leapt from the bed, knocking Hearn's ex screaming to the floor. Hearn is not a brave guy. In fact, he's pretty chicken shit. He's not brave. Nevertheless, he threw himself on the howling beast, knocking it away from his ex, only to have its claws swipe across his face, making him howl with pain. And then, with a most human laugh, the cat bounded down the hall and into the darkness. The cat, the vampire, Luna, or whatever it was, did not come back the very next day. In fact, so far as we know, it was never seen again. But the ex did come back the very next day. They tell their friends the ugly scars on Hearn's face are the result of his being scratched by a cat. But behind their backs, all their friends think the ex, whose name is Claudia, they think Claudia did it. Claudia and Hearn are thinking of buying a dog, but whether they live happily ever after or not is none of our business. The moral of the story: hell hath no fury like... never mind. If this is your first visit to my channel, please consider subscribing. My name is Warren, and I write and tell original ghost stories and original horror stories featuring such cryptids as the Night Floaters, werewolves, and the Black-Eyed Children. So again, please consider subscribing. Please help me to reach my goal of 2,500 subs. Till midnight, cheers. Video used in today's presentation, courtesy of Dr. Curious, while the music was the classic Ghost Story by that patron of the internet, Kevin MacLeod.